Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Amit, how are you?
I'm fine, Mataji. How are you?
Yeah. Shall we start?
Please.
Yeah, I will not be able to open my video, but I'll continue with my class, okay? Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल. So welcome you all. Yeah, Hare Krishna Mihir, how was your trip to Tirupati?
Hare Krishna Mataji, it was good Mataji.
Okay. How was the darshan and all? It was fine, or was there any difficulty?
Yeah, now it was like I had a VIP ticket, so not that much problem.
Oh, you have a VIP ticket, so it is helpful for us when you wanted to go next time.
Sure, Mataji.
Okay. So VIP means only direct darshan, no?
No. Like I have to pay 300 and like there will be some deduction of lines. Like, but that is like now they have made a rule that you have to apply for it before 3 months.
Okay.
So like it is now like for everyone it is hard right now.
Okay.
I had my cousins had a plan to come before, so they told me that you book and we'll go together. So this time I went Mataji.
Okay. Actually, I used to go every 2 years or sometimes yearly for this Kalyanotsavam. I feel
Ah,
it
yes,
good.
Mataji.
Yeah, so that I can sit for 1 hour in the temple and I can be there, do the pradakshina, and darshan also will be fine if you go by Kalyanam ticket.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, but I think after COVID, I didn't visit the temple only because whosoever is going and coming, they are suffering from COVID again. Some cases are there, I don't know. Yeah,
Yes, Mataji.
okay, fine. Hmm. Last week we have completed 12th and 13th chapter, Mihir, in your absence. Amit was there.
Okay, Mataji.
So this week we are planning to complete, I think, 14 today and 15 tomorrow.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, you can start, ma. Yeah, somebody can start. Yeah, Mihir, you can start.
Okay, Mataji. Chapter 14, the three modes of material nature. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Param Bhuyaha Pravarchamyami Gnananam Gnanamuktanam Ud Yaj Yajna Swamunayah Sarve Param Sid Siddhimito Gataha. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection." Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So in this 14th chapter, it's about the three modes of nature. Okay. So here the Lord Bhagavan is speaking. Now I am declaring to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge. So knowing this, even the great sages have attained the perfection. Yes, Amit. Hare Krishna, Amit.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Text 2. Idam jnanam upasritya mama sardham mamagataha sarge opi napo jayanti pralayena vathanti cha. Translation: by becoming fixed in the knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. This thus established one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution.
Yeah. So Lord Krishna is saying here, so people, once they become fixed in the knowledge, they can attain this transcendental nature of a Lord, you know. So once they have attained that perfectional stage, so they will not be disturbed even by any sort of situation, whether a good or bad situation. Okay. Yes. Hare Krishna, Kritika. Thank you for joining. You can read
Hare
next.
Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. You can read next.
Text 3. मम योनिर्महद् ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भः दधाम्यहं सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत. Translation: the total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharat. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. The Lord is saying the Brahman substance, that is the source of the birth. So he is the creator and he is the annihilator. He was been telling from the previous few chapters. So he is saying that he is a seed being giving father. He impregnate all the living entities for their creation. So I am the one who is making this birth possible. So that's what he is saying to Arjuna. Yes, Mami Hill.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ma.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sabha Vednatya Tasa Brahma Mahad Yo Niryaham Brijya Padaha Pitaha. Translation: it should be understood that all species of life,
Yes, species.
O species of life, O son of Kuntis, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving Father. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. As discussed in a previous verse, again he is the same, saying the same thing, that he is the seed giving father for all the living entities. Yes. Amit?
Text 5. Satyam rajasam iti guna pravritti sambhava nivadhinti mahabaho deha dehi namavyayam. Translation. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness,
Passion.
goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by three modes. These modes.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We are all made up of this material body, material element, the Panchabhuta and Panchendriyas, the working senses, and all those things. So, whenever we come in contact with the material nature, so we interact through three different modes. What are those three different modes? Sattva, Raja, and Tamas Guna. Okay, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, when we come in contact in three different modes, so will be our reactions. Yeah. Kritika?
Text 6. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasha kamanamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaka. Translation. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So now we start with the mode of a goodness. So how a person will be when he interact with the mode of a goodness, how he'll be. So he'll be purer than others, definitely. When you would go to a temple, you would love to interact with the priest and all, and the learned persons, isn't it? Because you assume them, and not only assume, because they are totally in the service of the Lord. So when compared to the other people who are doing other occupations, we consider them to be the purest, isn't it? And whenever we go with some problems or something and all, they will try to eliminate with their knowledge and try to dispel the whatever the ignorance we have. Okay, so like they'll ask us to do some offerings, bow down before the Lord, offer the obeisances, and all those things. So definitely, by doing all these activities, some amount of happiness you feel good about it, isn't it? So the association of a good people, associating with a good people, being in contact with a good people, so you will feel good. If you take example of Arjuna himself, when he's in contact, see the situation in the battlefield is totally not very favorable to Arjuna, but being in contact with the Krishna, he is feeling very much comfortable. So that is the beauty of staying in association with the people who are there in the mode of a goodness. Next. Here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajoragatmakam Buddhi Krishna Sangha Subha Samu Bhavam Sannibhadhanti Konteya Karma Sakne Sangena Dehitam. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is born to material fruitive action. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So now we have discussed about the mode of a goodness. Next we come to the mode of a passion. So in this category, all those politicians, the film stars, and many people, the what do you say, the highest professionals, models, actors, and people who are in the rat race of earning money, money, fame, recognition, and all those things. So they wanted to do something, and they're always wanted to do enjoy the fruits of their action. Okay, they don't do it as a service towards the Lord. So they are bound to the fruitive action. Next, Amit.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 8. Samasta Jnana Jampiti Mahanam Sarvadehinam Brahmadalashya Nidravi Stannivadnati Bharata. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul.
Yeah, people now, after we have discussed about the mode of a goodness and the mode of passion, now we are discussing about the mode of ignorance. The people who are there in the mode of ignorance, they are always, lazy, sleepy, groggy, and mad people, and they have 100 distractions. If you tell them eat sattvic food, they will say, "Ha, what are you saying?" If you tell them get up for Mangalarti or attend the puja at a temple, they will say, "Ha, what you are saying." So they are not interested in all those things. They are very they have so many hidden fears, anxieties, and they worship demigods, maybe the other ghosts and all those things, and they expect some fruitive results out of it. So totally ignorant people. Yeah. Yes, Kritika.
Text 9. Satvam sukhe sanjayati rajah karmani bharata gnanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyata. Translation. O son of Bharat, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance, covering one's knowledge, binds one to madness. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So now here Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna that being in a mode of a goodness will lead to happiness. Because see, suppose if you're going to a temple, we are not expecting anything. You go and you get some positive energy out of it and you feel happy, isn't it? But if you're going to temple with some fruitive desire inside, that means a passion, you're expecting some result out of your action, then automatically you will bind to that fruitive action. Then you set to be in a mode of a passion. Then you will ask unreasonable desires to Lord. That means you are in the mode of an ignorance. You don't know. We get as per our what do you say, eligibility or whatever it is. We will never get less or more than that. But person who don't know about it, they try to ask as per their needs, and so are their actions. So that simply amounts to the madness. Yes, Mihir.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Rajastama Shrami Bhu Vidhuya Stavam Bhavati Bharata Rajahastam Master Seva Tamahas Tvam Rajastha Rajastha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats God and ignorance, and At other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always com- competition of supremacy. Hare Krishna Madam.
Hare Krishna. Say only one thing can be prominent at one point of time. You can be either good, you can be passionate, you can be ignorant. So when one mode is taking a dominant hand, the other two will take a back seat. So there is always a competition among these three modes of material nature. Amit?
Text 11. Jabadarichte अस्ति प्रकाश उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात् Translation: the manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Hare Krishna.
So the mode of goodness can be experienced, you got a 9, what do you say, the gates in the body. Your 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 7, and your anus in genitalia. So, and your Brahmarandra. So these things, these are, once all these are engaged in the mode of goodness, eating sattvic food, surrendering to lotus feet, and engaging all the senses in the service of the Lord, they are all illumined with the knowledge. Once they are illuminated with the knowledge and all, so they can experience happiness forever because they know what is what. So they will not get trapped in this material world. Yeah. Next, Kritika.
Text 12. Lobha pravrittirarambha karmana vasamah spruha rajase tani jayante vivruddhe bharatarshava. Translation. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So similarly, when you are there in a mode of ignorance, you have an attachment for your work, what you have done, because you are expecting returns out of your work, and you have an intense endeavor and uncontrollable desire for a name, fame, wealth, and everything. So unnecessary hankering will develop. Yes. Mihir?
Hare Krishna Madam.
Hare Krishna.
Aprakasho Prabhu. Mataji, I won't help in this.
Aprakasho pravrittischa
Aprakasho Prabhu.
pramado moha eva cha
Pramadeha eva cha
tamasi etani jayante
Kamasketani jayante
vivriddhe kuru nandana.
Vikrute Nandana. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. Hare Krishna Madam.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Once there is an increase in the ignorance, and people will be totally dark, late, sleepy, groggy, lamenting, and illusion. Yeah. Amit?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 40. Yada Satya Pravritti.
Your voice is little bit low, Amit. Try to check.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it is okay now.
Text 14. Yada Satya Pravritte tu pralayam yati tehabhu tadattvapami tadattamopidang lokanu malan prati pratyate. Translation: when one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages.
Yeah. So ultimately, yeah, once you are there in the mode of a goodness, you will remember Krishna when you're leaving this material body. Definitely that person is going for a higher planet, son. Okay, like a great sages and all. Yes. Kritika?
Text 50. रजसि प्रलयं गत्वा कर्मसङ्गीष जायते तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि मूढयोनिष जायते. Translation: when one dies in the mode of passion, it takes birth among the engaged in fruitive activities, and when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in animal kingdom. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So people who die in the mode of a goodness, passion, they will come back to the earth because they have to complete the cycle of birth and death. And people who die in the mode of ignorance, they will take birth in an animal kingdom. Yeah. Meher,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Karmana sukratasyahu
Karmana sukrutasyahu
satvik nirmalam phalam
satvik nirmalam phalam
rajasastu phalam dukkham
rajasastu phalam dukkham
ajnanam tamasa phalam.
ajnanam tamasa phalam. The result of pious action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results foolishness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, whatever action we do in the mode of goodness, definitely it is said to be pure. And when whatever action we do in the mode of passion will lead to misery because we are attached to the fruitive results. Similarly, ignorance will definitely land in foolishness. Yes, Mamit.
Text 17. Sattatsam jayate jnanam rajasalovo eva cha promado mahitamasya bhavato agyanomeva cha. Translation: from the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops, and from the mode of ignorance develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, from goodness, the real knowledge develop, and from the passion, the greed will develop towards material things, and from ignorance develops the foolishness, madness, and illusion. Okay. Next, Kritika.
Text 18. ऊर्ध्व गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. Translation: those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abdominal mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So people who are there in the mode of goodness, they go towards the higher planets, like what is say, tapaha, janaha, dhruva lokaha, all those things, or even higher dhruva loka, or to the Vaikunta loka and all. And people who are in the mode of passion, they again come back to the earth, to complete the cycle. So they are entrapped in the cycle of birth and death. And people who are in an abominable mode, doing all illegal things or objectable things, so they go down to the hellish planets. That is Atala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Rasa, Tala, Patala. Okay. Yes. Meher.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hey Krishna.
Nanyam guna gunayas gunayasya kartar varam yada
Drashtan.
drashtan prasati गुणेवस् गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेति मद्भावं सुविगच्छति. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work, then these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to all these modes. He attains my spiritual nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, a person who is there in a mode of a goodness, that is a pure Krishna conscious devotee, he knows, have all the three modes of material natures are governed or are under the control of a supreme personality of the Godhead. So he knows, he tries to avoid getting entrapped into all these things and try to be in a mode of a goodness most of the time. Each one of us have all these three modes, but the process of Krishna consciousness is one thing which keeps other things suppressed or silent, or they will decrease the other content and help us to be in the mode of a goodness for a long time. Yeah. Kritika.
Text 21.
I think it's text 20, no?
Sorry, Mataji, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it is text 20.
Text 20. Gunane tan sorry. Gunane tanatityatri dehi deha samudbhavan asanu mrityu jara dukhair vimukto mritamashnutte. Translation. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, person who knows about this, because everything, soul is a permanent one. Rest of the body is temporary because it undergoes all the changes and it will perish over a period of time. We are born as a human being. That means we have come here for the punishment, to complete our punishment. So once we have realized that we have come here to complete our cycle, so we should not leave even a single second where we are not engaged in a service of the Lord. So likewise, we can be free from all the distressful situation and enjoy the nectar of the life. Yes, ma. Amit.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 21. Arjun Uvacha. Vailangay strina gunaneta na tito bhavati prabha kimachara katham chaitrang strina gunanati vartate. Translation. Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by which symptom is known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior? And how does he transcend the modes of nature?
Yeah. Now here again, Arjuna is inquiring with Lord Krishna. So which one is said to be the transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior and how does he transcend to the modes of nature? How can we know about it? Like what exactly are the symptoms? Like how a person will present with that? Mihir?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasham Cha Prabhutam Cha Moha Neva Cha Pandava Na Drishti Sampravritani Na Nrittani Kashati.
Ankshati. Yes. Kritika?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, please share in Hindi,
Oh,
Sanskrit.
you have to read the second one. Read second and
Yeah,
third sloka also. Yeah, 23rd and 24th.
yes. उदासीनवदासीनो गुणैर्यो न विचल्यते गुणावर्तन्त इत्येवं योऽवतिष्ठति निमित्ते समदुःखसुखः स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्या प्रिया प्रियो धीरस् तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Next, Amit.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 25. Manapamanayasthallo stalya mitraribhaksayah sarvarambha parityagi gunatita sa uchyate.
Yes, Ma, you can continue.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, which situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally when well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So when Arjuna was inquiring about the symptom of the person of different modes, now Lord Krishna is answering to that, O son of Pandu. So person who don't hate illumination, attachment, delusion, who remains silent and balanced in any sort of a distressful situation, happy situation, he sees everything with an equal this thing, He don't look upon like something, a piece of a gold, a worthy, or a land to be less, and he has an equal eye towards everything desirable, undesirable, and who is well in a praise, in a honor, dishonor, whatever it is. He treats his friend and enemy in the. So such a person is said to be in a renowned state, and he will definitely transcend the. He has transcended the three different modes. Yeah. Yes, Kritika.
Text 26. वाञ्छयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् सम्मतीते तान् ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते. Translation: One who engages in full devotional service, unfalling in all circumstances, at once transcends the mode of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So a person who engages fully in devotion service under any sort of situations, and he's said to be in a level of, because his only aim is to engage even a second in his life in the service of the Lord. So such a person said to be in the level of a Brahman. Yes. Mihir.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Brahmane pratishtha ham amritasya. Madam, is it amritasya?
Yes.
Vyayasya शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्य एकान्तिकस्य च, and I am the basis of in, impersonal Brahman. Mataji, what is impersonal?
Impersonal means they don't have any particular deity form. Okay, you missed the last class, no? In which in Bhakti Yoga. Yes, Amit, can you say about the personal and impersonal Bhakti? Hare Krishna, Amit. Hare Krishna. Amit? Okay, some issue with his this thing. Okay, impersonal bhakti is the person who don't have definite form, you know. They worship everything. They that is a very wide way of worshipping the Lord. Whereas personal form of bhakti is idol worship. You know, this the Krishna is the idol, and you have to worship it, and you follow all the upacharas which is required to worship that.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Yeah.
Impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperceptible, imperceivable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Hare Krishna, Mother.
Hare Krishna. So he is the basis of that impersonal Brahman also, and which is all immortal, imperishable, and eternal. And his ultimate cause for the happiness, what they get out of it. So, see, all the three modes of material natures are the source from Lord Krishna. And one will be there in the mode of a goodness or a passion or ignorance, depends on the karma what we have incurred. So, and human life is the only one form where we can realize and we can condition our soul to be in the mode of a goodness. And as we have discussed in our slokas here, people who die in the mode of a goodness will reach to the higher planets, and people who die in the mode of passion come back to the earth to complete their cycle of birth and death. And people who are there in the mode of an ignorance will be born as an animals or even the lower planets. So once we know this truth, we should always strive towards getting liberated from this cycle of birth and death and go to the higher planets, not to the Bhuloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka. So we should directly aim to go to Goloka. Okay. So that should be our process. So the only weapon to do this is the Krishna consciousness. The activity itself will engage all your senses to engage in the service of the Lord and completely relieve you from the ocean of miseries. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Okay. Amit, are you back?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I was just asking what is the difference between impersonal and personal bhakti?
Please explain, Mataji.
You remember?
Remember, but थोड़ा थोड़ा तो आप क्लियर कर दीजिए तो
You can tell whatever you remember.
क्लियर कर दीजिए माताजी.
हाँ?
क्लियर कर दीजिए थोड़ा, एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए थोड़ा.
You remember? आपको याद है कुछ?
याद तो था मगर अगर पूरा आप क्लियर कर देंगे तो बाद में मुझे अगर समझ में हो जाए तो.
हफ्ते भर में रिवाइंड नहीं हुआ आपका. ठीक है. मिहिर, आपको क्लियर हो गया?
हाँ, yes, Mataji.
What did I say?
Like it is like a specific idol, we can say. So, like we know that we have to serve a specific idol. So that is Lord Krishna.
That is personal bhakti. So impersonal
Yes,
bhakti,
ma'am.
yeah. Impersonal bhakti is they
Impersonal
don't.
bhakti means like many gods will be there.
It's something like directionless. They may also come, but not
Okay.
sure there will
So,
come.
like we can say that it will be a confusing path.
Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. And yeah, one more request, Amit and Kritika, You people can participate in Ekadashi recitation, no?
Yes, Mataji.
So this time shall I write down your names?
Yes, Mataji.
You can recite 2 chapters, ma, because you are reciting good. Amit, how about you?
Mataji.
You will recite a 12th chapter?
12.
Huh?
Yes.
Only 20 slokas are there.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. For upcoming Ekadashi, please do participate, ma. Yeah. I think Mihir, you need some time.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Then we'll stop for here today. Any questions on these 3 modes of material nature?
Mataji,
Hmm.
uh, here it is explained that mode of goodness is better than mode of passion and mode of ignorance, right?
Yes.
But when Prabhuji said me that we can't, we will never be fixed upon only mode of goodness, because for devotional service of Krishna, both modes, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, all 3 modes are required. Because if we will be only in mood of goodness, then we will do bhakti only in morning time, or only when we will be free. And if some uh, materialist person came to us and he will speak us anything, then we will react with him like a good person only, and there is possibility that we can trap in his plan. So whether we be always in mode of goodness, or we shall be in all 3 modes.
See, I think you have this big translation, You can see a person who treats both enemy and friend alike. He knows he is an enemy, He's trying to manipulate us, ill-treat us, or he's trying to, whatever it is, do some harm or wrong with us. Still, we try to be good with that person. The only thing is that it is inevitable because we are there in a material world. We can't escape from any of this responsibility. Only thing is that we can stay apart.
Okay, Mataji.
See, मैं आपको उल्लू बनाना चाहती हूँ. I try my best to do that. उल्लू बनना है नहीं, ये आपके हाथ में है, isn't it?
Right.
If you get into my mode and you get trapped in that, how can I do it? I'll be successful. Then there is no point that you are there in the mode of goodness. If you are there in the mode of goodness, you can understand that this Mataji, she is simply trying to trap me, isn't it? And you will say what is required just for you to stay in the mode of a goodness. You try to stay in that, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
It's said to be in the mode of a goodness. Not that अच्छे लोग means पप्पू है और कुछ भी उनको नहीं आता है, दूसरा आदमी he is trying to exploit you and just taking that all those, ऐसा नहीं है. So you become smart enough, to identify the other person. That is said to be in the mode of goodness.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You know a Jada Bharata story. And when
Yes,
he
Mataji.
was born as a Brahmana in the last last stage of his the life, so he tried to remain inert. Many people say you are a dumb and you are that, these everything. Even that king will speak all abominable words to him, isn't it? Do you think he was not smart enough to answer him back? But he don't want to incur any karma out of it, isn't it? So being in a mode of, as I told you in the beginning of the class only, all of us have 3 modes of material nature. But the only thing is that we should try to be in the mode of a goodness most of the time, because ultimately don't know when death comes to in which way. So we should be prepared enough to at least remember Krishna. If we are entrapped in the mode of passion and ignorance, it is next to impossible for us to remember Krishna, isn't it? So are our actions. And Krishna is there to take care of his devotees. He will not spare anybody. He didn't spare, what do you say, Prahlad Maharaj's father, Hiranyakashipu. He didn't spare Dhruva's father. He didn't spare the Duryodhana and Kauravas. So he will not spare people who have done something wrong to their devotees, isn't it? So why should we bother about the things if somebody is trying to uh, do harm or whatever it is? Let them do what they want to do. Krishna is there with us, isn't it? So should be
Yes.
our devotion. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So shall I write down your name and Amit name for this upcoming Ekadashi?
Yes, Mataji. Please.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. Fine then. So we'll all meet up tomorrow for chapter 15. So this is all for today. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow.